Parents working from home, children learning from home. COVID-19 has made the internet as important as electricity and running water. All this week, with a team of journalists from across the country, we're exploring help for students and their families who've been set back most by the pandemic. Tens of millions of Americans have broken down on the information superhighway with inadequate or non-existent broadband service. It's a big problem in Pennsylvania as well. But Dennis Owens learned state lawmakers are about to close the connectivity gap there.
Erica Beers loves her serene setting, even if serenity is hard to find.
Okay, let's do it.
She has one career, 3 kids, 2 in school, and 0 reliable internet.
Which is problematic for me, especially because I work for a company that hosts live conferences. And it's problematic for my kids because they can't attend school online.
Erica and her husband tried to pay to hardwire their home for better connectivity. The first quote was 10 grand. Before they could say yes,
they came back with a price of $68,000. Let's work together, okay?
So for Erica and countless other parents trying to teach their children well.
Is it too loud?
No.
It's a juggle and a struggle.
I pay someone to come here every day and help my kids with their schoolwork. And I go to my best friend's house and sit outside on their porch in every kind of weather, and I work there.
Now, some will say that this issue is simply about getting Netflix into every home, and I say to you, nothing could be further from the truth.
State Senator Kristin Phillips-Hill is trying to merge all Pennsylvanians onto the information superhighway. She estimates millions are unserved or underserved, and not just rural residents.
There are still students in the city of Philadelphia who is now all virtually being educated who can't get on the internet.
And she can't fix it, Phillips-Hill was once told by a colleague.
When I first embarked on trying to find a solution to this issue, he told me it was a fool's errand, you'll never get anything done.
But 4 hearings across the state, a special commission, and this 220-page report later, solutions are in sight. One bill steers tax credits to incentivize companies to hook up ignored customers. Another would eliminate regulations like maintaining landline telephones, the dodo birds of 2020.
They are still required by state law to provide that service all across the Commonwealth and invest in that infrastructure at great expense to them, which means that money is not being invested into the services that people not only want, but they also need.
Where there's electric poles and wires, there could easily be internet. But it's not so easy.
If a rural electric cooperative wants to run a line of broadband, they have to go back and renegotiate all of their right-of-way agreements.
So another bill would cut that red tape. The problem hits rural and urban, Democrat and Republican alike. That should help Phillips-Hill push the legislation. But Erica has kids to educate now, and she's heard political promises in the past.
The legislation is too slow to have any meaningful impact for us.
Phillips-Hill calls herself an optimist and says she can push these bills across the finish line by the end of this year. That's a tall task, given the fact the legislature only has a handful of session days left. And even if she's successful in getting them to the governor's office, it will still take the cooperation of the business community, which is not automatic. At the state capitol in Harrisburg, I'm Dennis Owens.
All week, we're bringing you stories as part of this project here on KXAN, like how one nonprofit is stepping up to help students in single-parent households during COVID-19. That's tomorrow morning on KXAN News Today.
Online now, Pandemic Pass or Fail, Solutions for Education Equity, the digital investigative project. Check out our latest work, interactive data features, and a behind-the-scenes video about why we're tackling this topic. Explore stories from our team of journalists across the nation by location or by topic. Plus, resources about the solutions we're discovering and ways you can join the conversation. It's all online now. Just search for Pandemic Pass or Fail on our homepage.